Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I have for you the spring cleaning book tag. This is a tag that was created about 2 years ago by Book Syrup, and I'll leave the link to her original video down below in the description box. I was tagged by Paige over at her YouTube channel is Paige Nicole. She is also the owner of the Creating & Co. shop, which is a shop for planner stickers and kind of bookish accessories and the like. I was tagged as a group because she also has a book club Facebook group that I'm a part of, and she tagged anyone in the group who has a YouTube channel. This tag has 9 questions and we can get started. Question number 1 is the struggle of getting started, a book or book series that you have struggled to begin because of its size. So for this, I'm picking 2, and both of these I have not finished. I believe I started both though. So the first book that came to mind was Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I think I may have read the first chapter in this. I believe this is a mass market paperback edition. It's huge, it's floppy, and there's a lot of French words that I struggle over, so I couldn't find a very good rhythm when I was trying to get into this. So I've just kind of stopped. I've been looking for a good audiobook version, but haven't really found one that I like that I want to use to help me get through this. So that's the first one. And the second is a series, and it is the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. This is part of my bookmark. I'm 200-ish pages, 200 and almost 250 pages in. I started this back in March and I still haven't finished it yet. And I kind of got into a little bit of a rut with it because I was tired of all the bedroom scenes. So I needed a bit of a break, and then I started reading other books and just haven't picked it back up yet, but I do want to. This is just the first book in an 8-book series. I don't know if there are more, but if there are, I'll have a lot of reading to do to catch up before I even get to the 9th book. So those are 2 books for me that took a while to get into because of their size. Question number 2 is cleaning out the closet, and it's a book and or book series you want to unhaul. This is kind of a cheat because I just did an unhaul video or an unhaul tag, but there's 3 books that I've been trying to get off our shelf for a while now, basically since Skylar and I merged our books, and they are Dennis Miller books. The first one is Rants, the other is The Rant Zone, and the last one is Ranting Again. These are books that he has planned to read and just hasn't yet, so they're sitting on the shelf until he gets to them. Question number 3 is opening windows and letting fresh air in, and this is a book that was refreshing. And for this, I'm going to pick A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Backman. This is a book that I read last month, and it was just a really good contemporary book. It was a book that made me laugh, it made me tear up, it put a smile on my face. You know, it made me annoyed. I rolled my eyes at a few spots, but it was just a really refreshing read. It was nice to read a contemporary that was an adult contemporary and didn't center around like a high school couple or a high school kid trying to find their way. I just really enjoyed this one. Question number 4 is washing out sheet stains, and this is a book that you wish you could rewrite a scene or a part of. And for this, I am going with Blue Tide by Jenna Lynn Duncan. From what it looks like, this is only a standalone book. I don't believe it's a sequel, at least on Goodreads it's not looking like it's a sequel. So the ending for me left a lot of loose ends, and it set up like it would be a sequel, But again, like I've been doing a little research, and by research I just mean checking Goodreads, and it doesn't look like there's a sequel for this. So I would just rewrite the ending so that it has a cleaner ending. It doesn't leave things loose and open. I just like stories that are neatly wrapped up, and yeah, so that's just a scene that I would rewrite in the book. Otherwise, I did really enjoy it. I want a cleaner ending. Question number 5 is throwing out unnecessary knickknacks, and this is a book in a series that you didn't feel was necessary. And for this, I am going to go with Eldest by Christopher Paolini. This is the second book in the inheritance cycle. And the reason I'm going with this is because it was a lot more about politics and not so much about like improving the storyline or progressing the story too much. There wasn't a whole lot that happened with this, and I just don't feel that it was very necessary. It didn't really give me a better understanding of the politics throughout the rest of the book, or why it was important to be the way it was. So this is a book that I just kind of felt was a little unnecessary, or at least this amount of detail was definitely unnecessary. Question number 6 is Polishing the Doorknobs, and this is a book that had a clean finish. For this category, I am going with The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. I thought this was a beautiful book. It's a book that is written from the perspective of the family dog, Exo, and just kind of what goes on in his mind, what his life is like. It's really sweet book, and I just felt that the ending was very wholesome and complete. Honestly, when I finished this book, I was driving home. I listened to this on audiobook, and I was driving home from my violin lesson and crying, and I came home and hugged Ronan, and I told Skylar, I was like, I don't ever want him to leave us. I don't want to lose my dog. So this was just a really good, feel-good, emotional book that I felt was very refreshing. Question number 7 is Reaching to Dust the Fan, and this is a book that tried too hard to relay a certain message. For this, I am going with The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I just listened to it. I finished it a couple days ago on audiobook, and it was a decent story. I just feel like it was problematic. I felt like it left a lot wanting. And I kind of compare it a lot to like George Orwell's 1984, that sort of dystopian book, where the government kind of, or I guess in The Handmaid's Tale, it's not necessarily the government, but people overthrow the government and then basically toss the Constitution out the window. So I couldn't actually even tell you what the message was that The Handmaid's Tale was trying to relay. I felt that the plot was kind of all over the place and not very structured and not very solid. And so it's a book that I don't really feel like delivered the message that it was trying to deliver. At least it didn't to me personally. So that's what I'm going for that question. Question number 8 is The Tiring Yet Satisfying Finish of Spring Cleaning, and this is a book series that was tiring yet satisfying to get through. I'm going to preface this by saying that I got to the 5th book that's published right now before I realized that the series wasn't complete, and that is A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. These are, I mean, this is a mass market paperback edition. It's a hefty book, and all of the books are pretty hefty. It was intimidating for me to pick up at first because I read it when I was kind of just getting back into reading a lot, and it was a series I had been wanting to read for quite a while. It took me about a month each book to read just because I was slow going. I finished Dance with Dragons, which is the last book that's published right now. I finished that the night or morning of my flight to Ireland. And I was just so ecstatic when I finished it, minus the part that I knew I had to wait for the next book to come out and to find out what happened. But I was so excited that I had made it through 5 huge books. And question number 9 is looking forward to next spring, and it's to tag 4 people you want to do this tag. I'm not going to tag anybody. If I were, I was going to tag the group in the Creating and Co book club on Facebook, but since Paige already did that, hence why I'm doing this tag, I'm just going to leave an open invitation out. If you stumble across this video and you feel like you want to answer these questions, go ahead and answer them in the comments down below if you want, or make your own video. And if you do make your own video, please leave the link in the comments below so I can go watch it. That's gonna be it for right now, and I will chat with you down in the comments until my next video. Bye!